Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm walking you through how I created the boss battle and difficulty systems for Duck Norris Tales. We see difficulty levels in many games, but have you ever wondered how they work? Everyone likes a challenge, but it's also good when a player can have a choice about how to engage with bosses, similar to how other games handle it. The simplest way you can do it is by adding modifiers. So you can create a beast of a fight that players can customize to their skill level. And for any game, it's always a good idea to have a metric of how well you're doing. And that's why I also set up a scorecard after each boss fight. And for hardcore players, you can also see the difficulty level as well. This system is a stepping stone to my next update, where I'm creating different worlds for players to explore and uncover secrets. The demo will feature the first world, though not necessarily the same bosses as the full release. So rest assured, the final game will have different encounters to keep things fresh. The reason behind this is that I'm trying to give you a slice of what I'm working on, and also a chance to help me shape what you would like to see in the game in the future. Some of these bosses can appear in Chapter 2, 3, and 4, but I wanted to showcase different zones to show a little bit of diversity in the art styles. You'll also find big bosses and smaller bosses. This will give me much needed feedback on what to fix and adjust for the full release. Similar to the itch demo where all the feedback helped me make this possible. And I wanted the updated Steam demo to amplify that tenfold. Now, let's break down the components to difficulty levels. As a game designer, you're trying to create less work as you progress in your game. The less work it is, the more you can yield as a solo developer. So my number one rule is to make any system modular so you can inject it into any logic without breaking my back. And if you watched my previous video, I covered my philosophy behind creative bosses, and I mentioned wanting to create a modular system where I can create once and use it 100 times, and allow me to move forward without stressing about any changes in the code. So I designed a system with the ability to add different phases and to adjust the difficulty on the fly. With that foundation, I created 3 distinct difficulty settings with specific modifiers. These modifiers can be ejected into any boss move to make it more challenging. For example, the Monster Inc. boss, the modifier adds more health and significantly more rocks and also some adjustments to the vacuum attack. And all of that can be changed based on which difficulty setting you have chosen. For other bosses, the modifier might control the quantity of projectiles, their speed, and even unlock additional phases. And how it works is very simple. By activating different difficulties, the code checks and turns on a few movesets to true and false. And sometimes the difficulty adds a constant multiplier to the HP and the animation speed. It's very simple, but very effective. And once the difficulty system is in place, I needed to create a report card to show the player their performance. And I wanted to do things in a very systematic order. One is to record the key metrics like time taken. Second is saving the data and present it back to the player. And then giving the player the ability to recall that in a shareable format. And then making sure that nothing breaks because that's a lot of work. So I set aside some time to implement a tracker to monitor different metrics like completion time, number of heals used, how many times the super cracking ability was activated, and which difficulty setting was selected. And I considered tracking how many attempts were made to defeat each boss, but that seemed anti-fun. Instead, I added a shrine for the player to discover that in-game, and it's up to you to find that secret area. Since the accomplishments aren't worth much, if you can't brag about them, I created a single-player leaderboard where you can check your progress and try to beat your own high score. With all these systems in place, I'm focusing on creating more varied bosses encounters and expanding the world for players to explore. Now that the foundation is solid, I'm excited to see how players engage with these systems in the upcoming demo. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far and you're interested in optimizing things and becoming better, I've created a new Discord server for like-minded people who wants to take this journey to the next level, and you can find it in the links below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like and a comment. It will really help me with the algorithm and help the channel grow. If you enjoyed this video, you'll enjoy this video as well. Thank you so much, and remember, just take it one day at a time, and I'll see you in the next video.